Sound. Oh, jeez. I see. Hey, 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 Possum. Niels is here. How you guys doing? I'm gonna say happy Monday. It's like, I don't know. Weather report says 88 degrees. Dr. Red with you're getting close. Mayong, Mayong Buntag. You're close. Gotta give you an A for effort. Maayung, then Buntag, Buntag. The walk is on. CKN's here. We got Tony here. Santa Fe, 9:45 in the evening, brother. How you doing? I guess the most promising thing. My brother sent me a picture of my mom sitting on the front porch with my dad. So there, she's home at the house now. Um, she's at home right now. So yeah, that's the best, most positive thing. She's not in the hospital. Now all she has to do is, basically just give it everything she's got, and you know, we'll see what happens. Just so many unknowns in the Tennessee says so. It's almost noon there. Yeah, 11:47 a.m. Monday morning, 11:47 a.m. And welcome, Tennessee Caveman again, CKN. Thank you guys for being here. You guys are like money, automatic. Yeah, so I'm here a little early. Uh, just let me know. It was interesting from your perspective. When I fired up the live stream, it seemed like it took a little longer to kick in. It gives me like a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then it goes live. What I see, 3, 2, 1, but it seemed like it was slow. So I don't know if that's an indication of not so good things to come. But just let me know how it looks, uh, video quality and audio. Just let me know. Um, yeah, I'm not rich, whatever your name is, Tala Chilico or whatever, says the rich white dude. Welcome, Mr. Troll. And if you're not a troll, do better. Be a little more original. Ay, 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 says the rich white dude. You know nothing about me. I love when people judge and they have no clue. And it's okay, DRT. I don't even care. Like, they must just have such awful lives that that's the best they can do. They're just miserable. Such a sad world. They choose misery when they could actually find positives in their life. Uh, but try better next time, whatever your name was. I just laugh. Tony, let me go back here. Yes, indeed, about mom. Thank you, CCAN. Tony says, fantastic to hear she's home. And that's the best part. Uh, it was great to see her in the photo, but she just looks tired, would be the best way to say it. She looks tired. Very exhausted, and rightfully so. 86-year-old woman going through a lot. Yeah, she probably doesn't have much left in the tank. But at least she's home, not laying in a hospital bed. I think that's better for most people. Um, Tony saying hello to DRT. Tennessee says connection's way better than when I was here last time while it was raining, crystal clear. And you know what? I always think the weather does, as weird as it may sound, maybe the clouds and everything just do affect it. Maybe the littlest thing interferes. That's good though. So I'm glad it's audio and video sound fantastic, says Tony. Usually it is by the water. It can be a little, you never know what you're going to get once I start walking. Wayna Jumps is here. Hello, Wayna. Mayong Buntag, Wayna. How are you? Um, We're doing good today, Art Park. Good morning from Dumaguete, Philippines, Art Park. Nice to see you. My mother's home, not in the hospital right now, so that's anything is a positive is a good thing. So she's home. What lies ahead, who knows, but can't worry about that. Just take one day at a time. Shout out to the host. Thank you, Wayne. Josh Morrison is here, or Josh Morris. Have you visited Palawan yet? You know, Josh, no. That would be my number one choice to visit Palawan. Uh, Maybe when I come back. Like I said, I go home June 8th and I return. Well, I leave July 9th from Pennsylvania when I return, but I don't I arrive here on the 10th. Obviously, they're 12 hours ahead. So, yeah, maybe when I come back. But Palawan is definitely first and foremost on my list. Um, yeah, I don't know much about this pocket Wi Fi, but quite honestly, Josh, it works fairly well here doing what I'm doing. And maybe someday I'll, you know, uh, take a more, advanced technology upgrade. I'm just, I'm just like simple Michael on a simple small channel, just, and whatever becomes of it, great. Um, I know I get recommendations from friends, and I haven't seen Mr. Dave in a while. Hopefully, he's doing okay. He always recommends, he thinks very highly of me as a blogger. He likes to compare me to people that there is no comparison. Um, they're much more high profile bloggers than me, but maybe someday, Josh. Um, Tennessee said, my dad passed at 71 last Fridays. So she's doing great, as we all will make it that long. Yeah. And that's Tennessee. That's why I'm I don't know, I guess ridiculous maybe to some people when it comes to health and fitness and diet and walking. That's what I'm going to do. Not only do I have my own motivations, but I'm motivated by other people um, when I see their struggles. That's not to say I can't have issues someday, but I'm doing everything I can to hopefully eliminate it. I'm good, says Wayna, asking. Hope you're doing as well. Yeah, Wayna, I'll be flying back home to the U.S. Uh, June 8th until July 9th. Um, Chief is here. Hello, Chief, and thank you for the prayers for my mom. Chief, you're a brother from another. I know you're going to be close to me when I go back to Pennsylvania. You're in West Virginia. I mean, it would be awesome if I could simply meet everybody that's especially like close West Virginia, New Jersey friends, and Ohio friends. It would be so awesome to have like a YouTube reunion. That would be something, but maybe someday. But thank you, Chief. Thank you always. And prayers from Wayna. Thank you so much. Wayne saying hello to Chief. Brittany James says, hi, Michael, into the chat. I love the view behind you. Me too, Brittany. Thank you for being here, Brittany. Obviously, I think you've been here before. I think I recognize your name. The fact that you know I'm Michael, that's very good. You're better than me remembering stuff sometimes. It can be a little overwhelming remembering people. But good morning from Dumaguete, Philippines. And if you are new to the channel, my name is Michael from the United States. Born and raised in Pennsylvania the majority of my life. And Bill Meyer, I saw that pepper thing you popped in there. Thank you so much, Bill Meyer. God bless you. But again, if you are new to my channel, I'm from Pennsylvania, and then I did live in Florida for 2 years, but I'm living abroad in Dumaguete, Philippines. I got here in July of 2024, did go home once in March of 2025 for like a month and a half, and then I quickly returned. I love it here. I'm happy here. I'm retired. If I was still living in America, simply put, I'd still have to be working. That's just a fact. Cost of living, all that kind of stuff makes a huge difference. Connie, but thank you, Brittany. Connie says, hello, Michael. Sounds good about your mom. Fishers, Indiana. Don't know how longer I can watch. My husband having quadruple heart surgery. Prayers, thoughts and prayers to your husband, Connie. I'm sorry to hear that. And again, your life outside of my channel is much more important. So you don't need to apologize, let me know. But I appreciate that because when I don't notice, believe it or not, when I don't notice people here, I actually remember. And I wonder if they're okay. Michelle Pelletier is the name that keeps popping into my head. Michelle Pelletier. She's from Jersey. She was always here all the time, and I haven't seen her, and I'm worried in a way, not overly, but I'll think positive and just think there's something more important going on in her life. Uh, Brittany says you're welcome. Thank you again, Bill Meyer. I hope the weather is not negative anymore. I think the last time, I'm joking, but last time you said it was like warming up, so that's good to hear. Um, Brittany, you're welcome. Wayna says hi to CK. Tennessee, sorry to hear that's a big loss. My deepest condolences. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, DRT micro upgrade. I have a dual SIM. Yeah. And it's funny because I've been testing it. Like sometimes I turn off the other sim and just leave the smart one on just to play. I like to just see what's really going on. So yeah, but I have one smart sim and then one globe sim, and I can have them all active at the same time. Um, that I don't always have the globe on. Uh, but DRT saying his deepest to Tennessee. Troy Key, hey mate, did you book your trip? Troy, I did book it. The only ticket I have to get is today, which is the domestic flight, is Dumaguete to Cebu. I have to go to Cebu, which has international flights. I mean, you can go to Manila wherever you want, but Cebu works for me. So today, when I go to the mall, I could do it online, but I'd rather I just go to the mall after the stream and purchase my ticket on June 8th, whatever's available, because my flight doesn't leave Cebu till after midnight, 1 a.m. So technically, it will be June 9th. And then that's where the fun starts once I'm in Cebu. And then Cebu to Korea, then Korea to Atlanta, Georgia, then Atlanta to the US, or US, Pennsylvania. But thank you, Troy, for being here. I got it all booked. Bruce Willis was a ghost, says you're not missing much. That must be in regards to being home. Um, yeah, when I'm here, I'm just so happy I don't miss anything. I miss my parents, obviously, and obviously with the situation, my mom makes it a little worse. Uh, but yeah, just the people, the culture, and the vibe, and my happiness here. I don't get homesick. I really don't. It's kind of hard to. Sometimes it's you don't really realize how far away you are from home being here. I mean, you're really halfway around the world. Uh, but I appreciate you being here. Bruce Willis was a ghost. Um, Hello to Bill Meyer. Caden is here. Hello, my friend. I've never met. I've never met. What do you do for work in the USA? Praying for your mom. My main job, which is I'm collecting a pension from that. Blessing, thankful. Yeah, that's my source of income is my pension and savings. I worked for Federal Express, FedEx, uh, in the airline portion of it, Harrisburg International Airport. I did work when I lived in Florida for almost 2 years. I did live in Palm Beach and worked out of PBI, West Palm Beach Airport. And yeah, like basically, I was ramp agent was my title. You're like a load master on planes. You're a branch of management, although they do have managers. But with managers, when you leave work, you're not really leaving work. At least back then you weren't. I didn't want to be in management. I wanted to go in, do my shift, and go home and leave work at work, and that's how that worked. But I'm thankful that yeah, I had a good job, stressful job, over 20 years. Yeah, it's stressful, man. Like FedEx is all about on time, not late. I'm gonna get off my face and go for a walk. And yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, that was a stressful job. Um, Years and years and years of balancing many multiple things. Basically, you're responsible for everything. If a plane's due out at 10 o'clock, it better leave at 10. If it's early, great. If it's 1 minute late, you got a lot of explaining to do. And if you didn't have like a legit excuse, I don't know, you better come up with something. But yeah, like it was a high pressure, high stressful job. And, you're basically responsible for a lot of your team. Um, Brittany says, "Hi, Michael. Safe travels for you, where the journey takes you." Yeah, like I said, um, June 8th. June 8th is when I go. But I'll be back July 9th. I'm going home for a month to be with my mother while she's somewhat, coherent. And who knows what the future holds? That's unfortunate. Yeah. Uh, SL something Dart says, one important piece of advice for someone younger than you. Wow. That's, I love that question. I just don't know if I'm worthy to give any advice on anything in life. Uh, I've made my share of mistakes throughout my life, more so when I was younger. Most people might say that's common or typical. Um, but for a younger person, oh, wow. Thank you for that. I saw that pop up on the screen. That was awesome. That super gift. I don't, who was that from? That was from Edwin. Oh, sent Flow State. Edwin, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That was awesome. That was really cool when it popped up on my screen. It was like really big. I definitely noticed that. Back to the one piece of advice. I'm going to repeat this again. I'm going to go back to this quote I just recently heard for life in general. Just like how living in the one day is so important. Don't worry about tomorrow, what's to come. Focus on the here and the now. This is just one piece. I mean, I could probably talk your ear off and talk about rehash mistakes that I've made in life and then things that I've learned from my mistakes. Yeah, I'm a flawed man. I'm not perfect, but I recognize my mistakes. But this quote was, yesterday is history. Tomorrow's a mystery, but today is a gift. I just love that quote. And it was like a video I saw on Instagram or something. The gentleman that said it was like 100 years of age, I think. He's old. And he was just, that was his words of wisdom and advice. Yeah, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. And if you believe in something too, and the only person that can talk you out of doing something is yourself. Um, Always live your life to the best to your ability. That's kind of what I've done. Me coming here to the Philippines. Um, I don't know if that gives you that much, but I wanted to give you some little advice. uh, Quincy says, so true to life. I mean, like I said, I could talk for hours about things that I probably wish I could go back in time and change and do over. But at the same time, making mistakes is a part of life because you have to make mistakes to be able to learn from them. Just hopefully you don't make the same mistake over and over again. Uh, no, the police can take you out of a lot of things. I don't know what that's about, but okay. Lee Cabs is here. I'm seeing JP Brown says hello, JP Brown. Quincy with us, so true to life. Thank you for being here, Quincy. My boy Jose is here. Says I'm so happy to see you live, dude. It's relaxing when I'm in your live. Well, I'm glad it's relaxing for you. It's relaxing for me too when I'm walking around. Uh, just this is how you embrace the culture. This is everyday life here, and it's for me. It's like a breath of fresh air, just being amongst the locals, walking around. Um, it's definitely, you can tell it's typhoon rain season now. You can just tell how drastically the weather's already changed within a couple days. It's not like it gradually went from hot season to like rain season. I mean, it's officially June 1st. I guess it's rain season until January. But you can tell already in the weather, slightly a little more humid, but it doesn't feel as hot, although it is cloudy today. But I just noticed a difference already. Um, DJ Kirby Puckett is here. What's up, my friend? DJ, how are you, my friend? Just another day in Dumaguete, Philippines. Enjoying life. Rick Wallace says, love this channel. I'm glad you love it, Rick Wallace, and I appreciate you always with the nicest things you say. Um, I appreciate when you say that. It means a lot to me, and something so simple for me to do and give back to people wherever you're at from watching this. You never know how you can affect somebody's life in a positive way. I mean, I know my life's been affected in a positive way by simply living here. Um, Quincy says thank you to Edwin. Harley Piper, my goodness, I haven't seen you in a minute. What did I say? It seems like a minute, a long minute, but Harley Piper is here. Long time no see. Lee Cab says, good working mode here. Thank you, CKN. Quincy Jackson with the fist bump right back at you, my brother. I appreciate you being here. Again, I don't always like, you guys don't need to see my face. I like, this is like right in the heart of the city. That's Lee Plaza there. I mean, obviously this is Dunkin' Donuts, but people always want to see like what Western style stuff that they recognize that's clear over here in the Philippines, other than, I don't know, if I had a motorbike, I'd probably have a hard time finding it. Um, but I love it here. This is the Philippines. This is Dumaguete. I mean, as chaotic as it may look to some people, it's not chaotic at all once you get used to it. You just kind of just go with the flow. Wherever you can find a path to walk, like what I'm doing now, you just take your time. People respect you here. It's very pedestrian friendly. They don't try to run you over here. Because that was a little different. I'm not saying they intentionally try to run you over, but just seems like a different mindset. Kind of remind me of American traffic in Bacolod, much more aggressive. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, they do have fancy seat covers. Edwin says, Michael, Apple Island is still waiting. Yes, it is waiting. But Edwin, I don't know if you're up to date on it. I'm going back to the U.S. on June 8th for 1 month, basically to visit my mother, but my father and my brother. My mother's not doing too well health wise, and just thought it was best if I go there now and visit her now. And yeah, so once I get back, that's when I need to start doing stuff. Right now, it's just kind of normal routine, get everything set up to go back on June 8th, which is going to be fairly simple. This backpack I have on my back is what I'm taking back. I'm not taking much with me at all. Traveling very light. One thing advice I give you, if you can do it, if you ever have to travel back and forth back home, let's say, and you have a place to go and stay with family or whatever, just take next to nothing if you can get away with it. Um, Now, I may bring some more things back, but not much. I might do the Balak buy-in box, which is a box that you can ship from home, and it'll come here. It'll come here to the Philippines with stuff that's maybe big and bulkier, heavier, or something that maybe I want over here. I have to look into that, but I have a month to take care of some things while I'm there. But welcome to Dumaguete, Philippines. Tony, I love that comment. I agree with you on that. Well, not as far as watching my channel. You said I'd rather watch your channel than the stupid TV. I don't watch any TV. Now I keep up to date with stuff going on in the world and crap like that, but I, I don't watch much TV. Watch a little. I have some people, streamers or bloggers that I support and watch here and there when I can. Every so often, I watch an episode of something on Apple TV, but that's it. Where's Gigfoot? I saw you. Gigfoot, I see you. If you're interested in following my Gigfoot channel, that would be great, Castaway. Gigfoot, can you do me a big favor? I mean, it's not that big, but it might be. Just send me, I don't know, a comment from this live stream when it's over or something, and then I'll just click on your name, and then I can subscribe to your channel for you. I can do that. Just remind me. I got so much going on right now in my mind. I just, you never know. Usually my brain works really good. It slip through the cracks with everything that's been going on lately. So do that, Gigfoot, and then I'll subscribe to your channel. That would be great. I would do that for you. Mayong mo too. Happy amping, my friend. Amping. Uh, yes, there's lots going. It's Monday. Plus, school starts next week. Some in college down here starts next week. So registration has been going nuts. When I was visiting my friend Edwin down this way, it's crazy. People pulling in left and right to register their classes, which is a good thing to see. But man, it gets busy down there. I'm gonna go down right back the other way I came. But it's busy today. Uh, but I appreciate it. And David, there's not much on TV, says David. Quite honestly, I mean, I guess it depends on what you watch. I'm trying to remember. I mean, I would watch some sports related stuff from here. I'm a big Notre Dame football fan. Sorry if that bothers anybody. I know you either love Notre Dame or you hate them. I love them. So I would watch football at the oddest hour of the night because obviously I'm 12, 13 hours difference here in the Philippines. I would watch Notre Dame football during the season. Mm, TV shows, not really, not much. Ah, Gigfoot. Thank you, Gigfoot, so much. You didn't have to do that, and I know you're going to tell me I don't have to do anything if I want to. But happy Monday, Castaway. Wishing you the best, Gigfoot. God bless you, my friend. Just do not let me forget. Like I said, comment on this video when it's over, and I will subscribe. That's the least I could do. I mean, your generosity is above and beyond. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate that. Mark is here. He says, "Have a safe trip back to the USA." Yeah, that's one of the most important things. I don't usually worry too much when I travel and get on a plane. I know anything's possible and anything could happen. I just don't worry about things I can't control. I do like it when I take off safely and I land safely. I got my friend there, my security guys. What are you eating? That looks like what? Chicken? That's fish bone. Holy cow! I see that fish bone. Look at this. He's eating fish for dinner. Say hello to everybody. What is in here? Rice. I see. What is that like? Potato? That looks good. You're making me hungry. All right, Amping, my friend. Have a good break. Take care. I love those guys. They make me laugh. He always shows me his food every day. It's just awesome. And then I don't know if my other friends are here. Hey, Mayung Mutto. How are you? Is he new? Nice to meet you. I'm Michael. Nice to meet you. And hey, remember, June 8th. That's the day I go home. But I'll see you before that. But June 8th, I go home, and then I fly back July 9th. Just so you know. All right. Yeah, long travel. But anyway, I'm gonna go. But amping always. I'll see you before June 8th. Okay. Take care, my friend. Yeah, I love that one guy, the security guy. He drives one of those armored trucks. He shows me every time what he eats. He gets so excited. I think that's so awesome. Usually he's eating fish, but when I saw that big bone, I was thinking, oh, that must be like chicken or pork. And he said fish. That was a big bone in that fish. Xavier Gaming says hello. Mark says Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Their coach played for Ohio State. Yes, I love Marcus Freeman. Marcus Freeman is, in my opinion, a great individual, Mark. And I know he played at Ohio State, but that guy, and I know he's going to get tons of offers to coach all sorts of places. I don't think he's going anywhere for a very long time. I think he sees the value and appreciates the molding of men. I love Marcus Freeman. He's the best thing that's ever happened to Notre Dame, ever, in my opinion. Uh, but that's awesome, Mark. I appreciate that comment. Michael, your Duma friend will miss your visits for sure. But you know what? I'm going to do live streams when I'm back in the U.S. I think the people from the Philippines that watch my channel might be more interested in that than maybe some of you guys back in the States. But I'm gonna still stay active and keep you guys up to date and stay connected. I gotta see my own Mutto. Yeah, Mutto. Yeah, I see. Yeah, but remember, June 8th. That's when I fly back to America. I'm just reminding you. So when you notice that I'm not here, I go home for 1 month. 1 month. Yeah, to visit my mother. So let Augie. I think Augie knows. He's busy. I'll come back later. Okay. Maybe other people are on break, but you take care always. Amping always, my friend. Don't work too hard. Yeah. Amping. David, yes. Hello. Good to see you. You look like you're feeling better today. Yeah, I do. I feel better. Honestly, probably the reason is because when my brother sent me the photograph of my mother and father sitting on the porch at home. She's home, so at least she's out of the hospital. What the future holds, none of us really know ultimately, but at least she's home. So now the next step is me just getting back, June 8th on my flight. And yeah, it's good though. Yeah, I feel better today, David. And thank you for noticing. I do feel better. Patrick, yeah, I'm going back to the U.S. I'm sorry if you missed it, June 8th. And then returning to the Philippines July 9th. My mother's not doing well, basically, Patrick. It's nice to see you. But yeah, I'll be going home for a month to be with her, see my father, see my brother. But yeah, the main reason is because of my mother's health. Uh, uh, Gigfoot says, I'm considering to find a place to live part time to start in the Philippines. My wife is from Bacolod, only been there once in 2020 or 2014. Yeah, well, you know me, if you remember, Gigfoot, I did live in Bacolod for 4 months. And I jokingly say I lived in Bacolod for 4 months too long. Uh, I'm happy here in Dumaguete for now. I'm very happy here in Dumaguete. Just a different vibe, just more connection with the locals here. Obviously, they speak Visay. It's just different. I don't know how to explain it. Until you're here, that's where you understand, like whether a place clicks with you or not. It's not that I'm not saying Dumaguete is for everybody, and that's not to say I couldn't eventually visit somewhere else and be like, hey, I like this place better. It could happen. I definitely want to go to Palawan, though. I definitely want to go to Palawan someday. Mary Brits is here, says, nice to hear you're going home to Philly to visit your mom and family. Have a nice flight. Yeah, basically, I live in central PA, Mary Brits. That would be, I'm going back to Mechanicsburg. My flight goes into Harrisburg. Harrisburg's like a hop, skip, jump away. But yep, I'll be going back for a month, mainly because of my mother's health. But that's all right. Sometimes things happen, and yeah, and I'll be going back now. Xavier Gaming with the heart, thank you. Nevada Mike, how far are you from Palawan? Nevada Mike, quite honestly, I couldn't tell you exactly how far I am. I know there's some kind of I wouldn't say difficult traveling to get there, but it's like I guess there's a little bit of ups and downs to get into Palawan. Um, I guess it's not like one flight and you're there. I think you just have to do some odd traveling here to here to here. At least that's what I heard. It's not far. It's a Philippine island. But the thing that's neat about Palawan, which I didn't learn that until I was here, is Palawan is not within the Ring of Fire. And I didn't know much about the Ring of Fire either, which is basically this, I don't know, call it an imaginary line that covers an area that's where all the earthquakes and volcanic activity takes place. Well, Palawan is not within the Ring of Fire, which is kind of interesting and beautiful. No earthquakes, apparently, no volcanoes. It's almost like, I don't know, I'm not saying it's completely natural disaster free, but that's kind of interesting. not only is it very beautiful from what I've seen of videos, and I've never been there, but uh, all the beauty that's in Palawan, that's like, when it comes to beaches and islands and tropical stuff, that's like really, really interests me. That's me. I've always been a warm weather, beachy person kind of guy. But when you look at Palawan, uh, I mean, yes, there's other places, like Camaguan Island, there's Boracay. There's a ton of other places to go that I have yet to be. But if I have to list them in an order, Palawan is number one for me. It'll happen someday. I'm not sure when, but yeah, I've tried inasal in the Philippines. Oh yeah, I eat inasal. That's yeah, I eat a lot of Philippine food. I like it. I enjoyed it. I actually had some last night. Some pork and rice and some cucumber. And yeah, I like Philippine food. I guess, but for some people that, maybe might not be interested in Philippine food when you're here, you have other Western like food options as well. And hold on. I'm not in Indonesia, Mbox. I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines, but welcome. Welcome to Sulawesi Island. Mark says, I will go back to Asia in a few years. I like the Asian culture. Yeah, I love the Asian culture, Mark. And for anybody's on my channel, I want to apologize. I can't always get comments and questions just because there's sometimes too many. And with me walking and trying to pay attention where I'm going, I just can't get all of them. But I'm thankful and blessed that I get so many. But please don't think I would ever intentionally ignore you or anything like that. Uh, it just gets challenging when you're doing a walk-in stream. Uh, uh, Mr. Oh yeah, did you get your haircut? My buddy's back, Mr. Pallid. How you doing, my friend? I haven't seen you in a little bit. Mayong Mutto, my friend. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, Mr. Pallid. I don't think I've gotten a haircut since the last time I saw you on here. I don't think. And I'll be going back to the USA, Mr. Pallid, June 8th for 1 month. If you didn't catch that, and come back July 9th to visit my mother. But Mark, that sounds awesome about coming back here. Edwin says, Michael, what airline are you using to get home and how much? Uh, I don't even know if I want to share the price of the ticket just because when you schedule that early in advance, it can be expensive or late, in advance, like within a few days or a week of the flight. I'm traveling. It's basically a combination. Delta and Korean Airlines work together. So I'm going to fly from Dumaguete to Cebu on a little short hop plane. And then I'm going to fly from Cebu to Korea on Korean Airlines, which I've only ever experienced Korean Airlines one other time before. And that was when I returned to the Philippines last year in June. And it was probably the best flight international, the best airline I've ever flown on was Korean Airlines. I loved it. The people are amazing. The food was amazing. The flight went great. It was a huge plane. The flight attendants, the women, the Korean women were honestly, they're all beautiful and perfect. And like, yeah, they just served you. It was like a fine oiled machine, that whole flight. So yeah, that's Korean Airlines. That'll go from Korea to Atlanta, Georgia. Then I go from Atlanta, Georgia to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and that's where I'll get picked up. Harrisburg is like, I don't know, 15 minutes from Mechanicsburg, give or take, to go back home. Um, Trying to read these. Yeah, DRT, it is a good sign that my mother's back home. Patrick says, I wish your mom and family good health and a safe trip home. I appreciate that. Terrence says, am I taking my girlfriend? No, I'm flying home on my own. I got to be with my family. Like, it's too expensive for starters. I didn't reveal the price of the ticket. It's just expensive, and that's just the way it is, And it's when it's that close to the departure date, you're gonna pay more. That's just how it works. Um, but yeah, I definitely prefer like trying to be on not multiple flight legs. And from Korea to Atlanta is like, I don't know, 13 to 15 hour flight. It's a long one. So I guess for people that maybe don't have the circulation, because you get swell. Like I really don't really get any, maybe because I walk so much, but you can get, poor circulation when you're sitting that long. And I've seen other, maybe older people get really serious swelling in their legs. I mean, their ankles look as wide as their calves. You got to be careful with that. It's another reason why I walk and exercise, because like when I do it, I mean, I thought of maybe, am I going to need compression socks to help avoid that? But both times when I flew, I really didn't have a lot of swelling. So I just attribute that to doing so much walking, I would assume. Um, Karen says, understand. Yeah, it's just too expensive. And quite honestly, she only has a Philippine passport. I think there's a little something involved to get somebody to be able to just travel to the U.S. that's never been there. And I don't even know all the ins and outs of that. I mean, this is more like, and Terrence, an emergency thing. And I just need to be with my mom most first and foremost, and then see my father and my brother and everybody. But there's Che. Hello, Che. My young Muto. Which way am I gonna go? Maybe I'll go down this way first. Um, yeah, but 15 hours for sure. DRT says East Coast USA visited Asia, but not Philippines yet. And see, DRT mentioned to me, and I looked, but I didn't really see anything that popped out for me to go into fly from Korea to Dulles, IAD, and then IAD a short trip to Harrisburg. I didn't see any things with Korean Airlines for that, unfortunately, but it's okay. I'm fine going to Atlanta. It's no big deal. Um, Leon Lucas says, I'm from Korea. Welcome, Leon. Nice to see you, Leon. I'll be going through Korea, Seoul, Korea, when I fly from the Philippines to Korea back to the US. But Leon Lucas, appreciate you being here. That's awesome. And by the way, anybody, if you haven't given me a like and you're liking what you're watching, I'm just Simple Michael from America, living abroad here in the Philippines. Double tap the screen. And if you're not a subscriber and you're interested in just supporting and following me as well, I'd greatly appreciate that also. But welcome, Leon Lucas. Edwin says, let's all keep Michael's mom in our prayers and for her full health recovery, to God the glory. Yeah, thank you a lot, Edwin. You just, uh, hello, Mayong Moto. Amping. Hello, Amping. The kids are so nice, super nice. They said, hello, bro. You do a good job, Mike, says Mark. I guess, I'm not one that really compliments myself a whole lot. I just keep it simple, keep it genuine, keep it real. I'm just thankful and blessed that anybody that shows up and follows me. And we talk about various topics, obviously, from the Philippines to family to health to what we've talked about mosquitoes before. We've talked about uh, lots of things here in the Philippines and outside of the Philippines. But I appreciate it. You guys are all like family, and you know who you are, the constant supporters. And then there's people that support that don't always um, make comments, and that's okay. They don't have to. Some people just like to sit in the back row and just enjoy it. And but if there's ever anybody in here, and you just want to say hello and say where you're from, don't be shy. Don't hesitate. It's nice to know, when people support like that. I enjoy it. Rukisi says, I'm from Guam. Welcome from Guam, Ru. I'm just going to call you Ru. That makes it easier for me. Welcome, Ru. And Terrence says, my friend wants me to take her back to Hawaii from North Carolina, 1200. Yeah. uh, that price is definitely like slightly like half of what it's costing me to go home. But I guess, the distance is probably just a little bit more from, we said, the North Carolina and Hawaii. Hawaii would be a nice trip someday. I meet a lot of people here from Hawaii. Chris, Cool Kingman, Derek. There's a lot of people from Hawaii. I always enjoy that. Uh, Rick says, I have red phone to heaven. Um, Maine Mermaid says, Terrence, is your mom from Hawaii? Chase saying hello to Chief RT, bunch of hellos. I'm going to kind of skip that. Ben is here. Mr. Ben says, hello, Michael. Good afternoon. Sorry to hear your mom isn't doing well. I hope she gets better soon. Have a safe trip. Yeah, I appreciate that, Ben. It's nice to see you. I'm sure you're still enjoying yourself somewhere in the Philippines. I don't know if you're in Cebu or where you're at right now, but uh, appreciate you stopping by, my friend. And yeah, going back June 8th. Mark says, as long as your wife has Philippine passport, she will be fine. Just go to the Philippines consulate and receive more information, but it's possible she can go with you just for a future reference. Thank you, Mark. I'm not married, Mark, so that kind of squashes that idea. Yeah, I'm not married, and quite honestly, I haven't really even thought about that. It's kind of like a joke sometimes with people. They ask me, Michael, marriage and babies and all that stuff. I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm not ready for that. I'm just enjoying being Michael right now. But no, yeah, it wasn't like you asked a bad question. Hopefully, I don't get the signal doesn't go junk here under the trees, but I'm gonna go in the shade just to cool me off and the phone off. Crusader says, hi, Michael, and hi, everyone. Hello, Crusader. Appreciate you saying safe trip, Crusader. It's nice to see you. Magoo says, looks great. Yeah, you can definitely tell it's typhoon season. Like, it quickly, well, there's no obviously no typhoon, but June 1st until January is the typical rain season months. And it changes quickly. Like I said, it doesn't like gradually uh, transfer from one season to the next. It just changes within a couple days. Um, it's not nearly as hot, but I do notice the higher humidity for sure. I definitely noticed that. I'm sure it's not. I don't know if it's 50% humidity, but for it not being that hot, but yet I'm sweating, so that's usually a good sign. Um, Mark said, "Sorry, I thought you." No, it's okay, Mark. Most people, I think, just assume that. A lot of foreigners do sometimes come here and get married right away. Me, I just have a different feeling, thought process, and all that, and I'm just gonna make sure. I guess is the best way to put it. But no worries, Mark. You didn't ask anything wrong or anything like that. I just know you were trying to help me in regards to like travel and stuff like that with a partner or whatever like that. So yeah, no worries. Space time, yes, you can, but it depends on your lifestyle. Space time entanglements. Can you live in the Philippines on your Social Security alone? Space time. I guess it depends on how much it is. Uh, um, I think, like, see, mine, obviously, I'm not using Social Security yet. I will accept it and take it as early as possible, which would be 62. I still have 6 years to go for that. So that's not even a part of my plans. I'm thankful I have a pension, space time entanglements, and savings. Uh, I kind of have an idea because, like, you update your Social Security information online and stuff like that, and they kind of give you a projected amount. I know what that sort of is basically. I guess it's going to be the same 6 years from now. I don't know. Uh, uh, for me, it seems like a good amount without telling, revealing that kind of thing. But um, could I live on my Social Security if I just had Social Security alone? Probably, yeah. Without revealing and getting into specifics of what it is, probably. I'd have to look at it again. I think I remember what it was, but I don't know if those are estimates that they gave me. But all my information was updated. I had my Social Security card since I was like young, and it was like that. paperish cardboard, like cutout, uh, perforated cutout. And I remember before I came here to the Philippines, or maybe after I went home in March in 2025, I got on there just because I wanted to reissue a newer. I've had the same Social Security card all my life. It was like kind of like falling apart, disintegrating. So they sent me a new one, and then that's when I updated all my information. Kind of like I'm basically everything's all set up, and I guess 6 years from now I'll start getting emails or something more information in regards to when that kicks in. But it just depends on how much you get. You use an American driver's license for scooter. Well, I don't drive a scooter, but I know someone said when you come here, you first get here, you can use your foreign license, American license, and I guess it's good for so long while you're using a scooter until if you're going to be here long term, you would need to invest in a Philippine license. I'm not 100% sure on that because I don't have a scooter, but I still have a valid driver's license. I made sure to renew that when I went home in March of 2025 too, because that's good for 4 years. I tried to keep all my documents. If I could renew it, I did it. Same thing with like any like bank cards or anything. I just said, hey, I need a replacement. That way it had a new expiration date on it. Because you don't know like when you're going to go home again. And obviously your passport's good for 10 years. I think I still got, well, from the time I came here, I had to get a new one because my previous passport was expired. I guess I have 8 years left on my passport because I've basically been in the Philippines for the past 2 years. So I still have 8 years on that. I know a guy was telling me, I guess you can renew your passport from here somewhere. Maybe you'd have to go to Manila or something. But he's actually going to travel home just to see family because he hasn't seen them in such a long time. And then he said he's just going to resubmit and get a new passport while he's at home. Those are just things you have to keep in mind. But I'm good on the passport years. I'm good on pretty much everything. Driver's license. Uh, that would be the thing that would expire the quickest. Um, uh, I'm heading to the mall in case anybody cares. I'm going that way. Uh, so your social security count already. Yeah, basically, Derek, everything's basically set up. I mean, I validated, everything. Everything's set basically until I guess I'll get some sort of notification when my age is within whatever of 62. Like I said, I'm in no hurry for that to come. Uh, I didn't take Social Security into account before I came here, and I'm fortunate I have a pension. Some people, they don't have that, and they depend on Social Security and whatnot. So yeah, when that day comes, that day will come. You can use your foreign driver's license for up to 3 months in the Philippines until you need to get a license. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was like 90 days. Yeah, 90 days is what I remember someone mentioning. Again, I hear a lot of stuff that gets mentioned here by people that are actually doing those things, but I don't really remember everything just because it's not an issue for me in regards to a license and stuff because I'm walking everywhere. I mean, obviously. I always think it's beautiful through there. I love coconut trees. When you grow up with just regular palm trees in the US and then you got coconut trees, I don't know. I just think it's beautiful. Or if you see the banana trees, that's the ocean leads out that way. You're dying for some hand pressed lemonade. Quite honestly, I don't think I'm going to be able to get lemonade today. I didn't get any cash. I have Gcash, but I don't know if I can activate the Gcash while I'm doing a live stream on my phone without it booting me. I'm not sure. I never did that yet. And I was going to get the cash later. Basically, my friend here, whenever I need physical cash, I just tell her, hey, I need this much. She takes care of it, and then I send her Gcash, whatever I ask for in return. So I don't really go anywhere to cash out and pay any like cash fees. Kind of do it with my friends here. I help her out, she helps me out, so it's kind of nice. That conveniently set up with my friends. Are there alligators in the water? I've never seen an alligator mermaid. I haven't even seen a darn snake here yet, which is funny because I just assumed, I call these islands like a jungle. I'm surprised I've never seen a snake yet. I figured I've seen more snakes when I lived in Florida, and obviously I saw gators in Florida. Not a lot in Florida running in the wild, but I did see a couple. Snakes for sure. Sometimes I get up for work because I worked at a really odd shift. Like I had to get up real early in the morning. I worked daylight, but I had a little bit of a commute from Palm Beach, Florida, or not Palm Beach, Palm City, like which was near Stewart, Florida. I'd have to commute to Palm Beach, Florida, where the airport, PBI, Palm Beach International. And sometimes I'd get up in the morning, there'd be like a big freaking, I don't know, look like a python thing, snakes on the sidewalk. Uh, yeah, I don't like snakes. I'm a big baby when it comes to snakes. Uh, Probably your above average size spiders. But yeah, no snakes here in the Philippines. I'm actually surprised. Um, the only type of wild animal that I saw here in the Philippines, which was a cool thing to see, was when I went to the Valencia Mountains with a couple of friends of mine on a motorbike. We saw these other motorbikes pulled off to the side of the road. I've told this story before, so I apologize if I'm repeating it. But they were looking at something. Everybody was pulled off in the mountains of Valencia. Here it was like, I think it was like three monkeys. I don't know what type they were. They were kind of like uh, they were bigger, but they were like slender arms and stuff. They were like skinnier, but they were real funny and playful and friendly and stuff. Like it's like they knew they were wild, but they knew they were entertaining people watching them. That was really cool. That was really cool because I had never experienced seeing monkeys in the wild like that. And but other than that, nothing. I haven't no snakes, a couple spiders, but Pinoy is not cheap. Space Time Entanglement says, with a scooter, you can take your viewers on further tours. Space Time, eventually I'm going to have to take the plunge into the scooter world. I know that. I've always just been a little nervous. I'm not worried about riding the scooter. I'm worried about um, everybody else around me. Um, I'm sure I still have the American traffic mindset. So, sweating. I might respond differently in traffic as an American driver, and it could actually be a little, I don't know, unusual to them. But yeah, in a way, I'm making excuses, I guess. Eventually, I mean, you can get a new motorbike. They're not even that expensive here. I'd probably just get a used one. I don't need a new one. As long as it runs and I'm not, taking it to a mechanic or something a month after I purchase it, I'd be okay. Uh, you seem like a rookie in Asia. I don't know. I've been here 2 years. Maybe I'm considered a rookie. I walk everywhere. I meet people here every day. I embrace the community and the culture, and I have a lot of local friends here in Dumaguete, Philippines. So I don't know. Maybe that's considered a rookie. I don't know. I don't consider that a rookie. I'm a newbie, I guess, still to an extent. I mean, I don't know when you're completely graduate from rookie class in Asia, but that's okay. I don't really care. I love the way baby steps or whatever that I've done it. And quite honestly, I put myself out in the culture in the Philippines a lot more than a lot of other foreigners do. I'm not trying to talk negative about them, but a lot of them don't. They're not out and about and amongst the culture and within the community like I am. They just don't. I don't know. They're afraid to. I have no idea. Or maybe they just can't walk. I don't know. I enjoy Aaron. Maybe A. Williams. I don't want a taxi. I walk everywhere. I don't need a taxi here. I can get from anywhere I want. I walk 10 miles a day anyway, Mr. Williams. So, yeah, I'm not interested in getting a taxi. That's too lazy for me. That's why I do my streams, and that's why I meet a lot of people. If I was in a taxi, I would never meet any of these people. I'd be driving by them, but this is what I do. I'm a walker. That's why I'm in the health, the good shape that I'm in. Yeah, getting in a tricycle is the easy way out. Yeah, it's very rare for me to be in a tricycle unless I just have many bags or something to carry. I would do that, but no, I walk everywhere. Have you been into handyman? I don't think so, Derek. Rick Jones says, I like you. Thank you, Rick. I like you too. Uh, I like the fact that a guy can say, F it, I'll walk. Yeah, see, I mean, you know me well enough. I mean, I enjoy it. I mean, it's easy. I mean, it's just too easy to be lazy. I'm not saying anybody's lazy, but I'm going to use it until the day I die. And being here in Dumaguete is the perfect situation, location that you can kind of get everywhere by simply walking. Yeah, you can talk yourself out of doing it and don't do it and just, get a ride everywhere. But I enjoy walking anyway. I don't do it because I have to. I do it because I want to. Yeah, I could buy a motorbike and just ride everywhere, but knowing me, I'd get a motorbike and then I'd never use it. Only if I was making a long trip somewhere. Uh, I appreciate that, Rick. I like the fact that I'm not either. I just, I'm me. I I love challenging myself every day, walking in this heat. A lot of people think I'm nuts, and that's fine. Um, yeah, I feel good. I'm energized, and I keep doing it and pushing forward. And yeah, Aaron says you're gonna have a blast there. I love it here. I don't know why I call you. The reason I call you A, you have A Williams. I accidentally called you Aaron because my one of my best friends when I was younger, his name was Aaron Williams, and he passed away from cancer. He had a long battle of cancer, but he was one of my good friends. So when I see A Williams, you just made me think of him. But anyway, uh, Magoo says same. DRT said that's right. The old school move. I like your sense of personal freedom, says Rick. I like the fact. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I'm free. And like I said, I feel free when I'm simply walking and not depending on um, other forms of transportation. Um, I don't get I don't get tired as easily as maybe some other people do. I don't know. I'm just so happy and so excited with the energy that I have here in the Philippines. I'm sure that plays a role, but I walked a lot back home in the States too. It just was not as entertaining as this is. It was boring in America for me. I get to experience a new culture here and stuff, so that's what makes it fun. I'm almost at the mall, in case anybody cares. Mark says it's getting late here in Ohio, so I better get some rest. Your heart is in the right place about going home. Be safe. Take care of yourself. Keep walking, brother. Mark, of course, I appreciate you. I walk to live and I live to walk. And yeah, here's the mall. Michael, you definitely get around town in a healthy way. Yeah. And like I said, when I'm normally walking and I'm not doing a stream, I make pit stops here. I come to the mall, just in and out. If I have to go to the bathroom, get water, get lemonade on occasion, but it's kind of, I don't have, all right, that always does that. Uh, Let me know if I'm back. Sometimes when I go into the mall, it transitions from whatever outdoor internet to indoor internet. I'm not going to say much until you guys tell me you're back or it's okay. I'm just going to wait. Oh, okay, Tony. Thank you. I'm back. Uh, Michael, you're definitely get around town. The healthy way. May Mermaid said, Michael, you're a badass. uh, I appreciate that. I don't know if I consider myself a badass. I just I take pride in what I do. I take pride in myself. I take pride in fitness. I'm very competitive, not only against others, but I compete against myself when I'm doing this walking. So to me, that's the biggest challenge, challenging myself. Mm, You know, and some days I'll just pick a random place. I'm gonna walk here, no matter how far it is. I don't do live streams on the long distance walks just because the internet is not always gonna agree with me. So, but yeah, sorry, you guys want to see the mall? Only New Yorkers walk around in the U.S. Walkway. Yeah, that's true. I remember I dated a girl many years ago from New York for 2 years, and I did a lot of walking in New York City. I did a lot of traveling on the subways too. That was a learning experience. Taking this train to this train to that train, and she used to make me go out and do it on my own. Like she'd show me the first couple times, and that was back in the day when you had to use the little tokens and she would tell me, she's like, okay, today you're going out on your own. I want you to go here to get this, to get that, to get this. Because I was intimidated, you know, it's very, I didn't know where I was going in New York City. It brings back memories. But then that was the best way to learn. I had a girlfriend in New York at the time and said, this is how you're going to learn. And I learned how to get around in New York City. She lived in Manhattan. I can remember her address like it was yesterday. It was 300 East 46th Street. She lived like a couple block streets up from the United Nations building. Never forget that. And that was a long time ago. I was in my 20s. That was a long time ago. But things that stick with you, you never forget. Fernando Contreras here. Tony's back. Terrence Takaki says hello. Hello, Terrence. Hey, William said, have a dude. You're free now. Um, I hate to disappoint you, A. Williams. I don't drink. I haven't had a sip of alcohol probably by now. I don't know. I'm going to guess at least 25 years. But then again, I never drank a lot anyway. So it wasn't like it was hard for me to like quit. Like I had some sort of an addiction or something like that. Like I craved the beer. My father drank his beer. I never did. I did the young, dumb stuff when I was in my early 20s. And I would always get a headache from drinking anyway. And I even drink a lot and I got a headache. So don't drink, don't smoke. I don't drink soda. Very, like on occasion, a Coke Zero, like just to celebrate something. But other than that, yeah, I'm very picky about what I eat and drink. Um, but yeah, if it's a Coke, it's a Coke Zero. Vincent, hello, Vincent. Hello, my friend. Hope all is well with you. Nice to see you, Vincent. Mick M says, my mom taught me how to use public transportation in Philly at an early age. That's a good thing. I think that's like I said, that was the whole idea behind my ex-girlfriend's thought process when I was growing up in New York City, or growing up, but dating her. She forced me to go out on my own. Um, you know, she taught me how to be a man because she was kind of leading the way, leading the charge when I was first dating her in the city. And I just depend on her. And then she just said, nope, you're going to go learn. You're going to go do it. And that's what happened. Um, Terrence says, good on you for looking after your health, bro. I'm new on here, just casting into your lives. Terrence, I appreciate you being here. The health is that's the number one thing for me is my health and exercise, diet, and of course, living here in the Philippines, I'm stress free. Things move at a different pace here. You learn to be patient here. You let go of that impatient mindset that I know I had in America. Everything's always about you need it now, you need it then, on time, all that stuff. You let that go here. I mean, well, hopefully you let it go. If you're in traffic, and if say you are in a car or a motorbike or in a tricycle and there's traffic, you just go, I'll get there when I get there. You don't let it bother you. If you do let it bother you, then you're just stressing. Unless you have a flight to catch, uh, plan early in advance like any person would do, and you can avoid the heartache. But here in the Philippines, it's in a much different pace, and I actually like it that way. Uh, I don't have stress here. Now I have a little bit of stress because of my mother's situation, but other than that, no, I don't have any stress here in the Philippines. Rude Awakening, you're an actor from the 80s. What actor would that be, Rude Awakening? Everybody always says I look like somebody. I get Vanilla Ice, I get Woody Harrelson, I get, hell, the coach for LSU now, whatever his Lane Kiffin. I get, but then I've got some people that I don't think I look like, but maybe they're just trolling, and that's all right, whatever. Uh, but yeah, maybe I'm an actor from the 80s. That'd be nice if I would have been an actor in the 80s. I definitely prefer the 80s lifestyle and the movies in the 80s. Have you walked up to Valencia? Yes, I have been. Have you walked up to Valencia yet? I attempted that once. I think I made it halfway up the long stretch before getting a trike. The rest of the way, it started to rain. So, yeah, I walked from basically the marina to Mango Ranch in Valencia and back. Um, Yep, I did that. I've walked to basically Bakong, which is beyond Banilad. I walked to Bakong before. I walk anywhere. I really don't care. As long as I know, I just try to get back before it gets dark. But sometimes I was late and I ended up walking pretty late at night, but never had any worries or concerns in the Philippines at night. Um, this food here is good. I ate at the in Dumaguete, but they have one in the mall. I really like the food there. It's Philippine food, but like I said, the food courts are always full here. Uh, this is so like the '80s for me in the mall, and I always show. They always have this fish sitting there. It's good. I always look chicken, vegetables, more fish. Yeah, I eat all this stuff. But this food's good here too. Flavors of Manila. I've eaten there before. Uh, when was I in New York? I got to go back sometime there. A. Williams. I was in New York, and you have to remember, I'm 56 years of age. I just turned 56 in April. So the girl I was dating in New York was when I was 24 years of age. So when I was 24, that was 32 years ago. So 32 years ago, when I was 24, that was 1994. So I was in New York in the 90s. 1994. Maybe you just thought I was younger. But nope. Rick Jones says, I've had 8 strokes, 6 heart attacks, 2 heat strokes, and died twice now. I'm only 40. Damn. You're not kidding, Rick Jones, because I don't think you would say something like that and make a joke about it. Wow. Hey, my beacher's here. She says, it's very hard rock. All you can do is honor her by being kind to yourself and allow the mourning process one day at a time. Main Mermaid, I like looking at food there. I know you like looking at the food, Main Mermaid. I'm going to look at more food. I'm just trying to check out some of these comments because I know everybody's so kind and takes the time to do it. Derek says, I remember going to megaplex movies in the 80s, paying one price. When one movie finished, I go into the next theater. Yeah, I remember playing games like that. Drive-in movie theaters were the best, though. Those were the best, drive-in movie theaters. And there was one that still exists in Pennsylvania, the very old movie theater. Still, drive-in movie theater still exists. Obviously, you don't sit the thing in the window, the speaker. You just tune in your radio, but those were memories. And I see you, Chris. Chris just sent a star. Thank you so much, Chris. If you in New York City in the 90s, then you OG. Yeah, I was there in the 90s. Because again, I was born in 1970. I was 24 in 1994. That's when I dated her for like 2 years. She was actually older than me. She was in her, I think, early 30s. She worked at Saks Fifth Avenue and Barney's or something. It's been so long, I'm surprised to remember any of that, but that might ring a bell. Saks Fifth Avenue, Barney's. It was like clothing, something like that. Yeah. She lived on 300 East 46th Street. I know that apartment. But thank you for the star, Chris. Nice to see you. Let me go back real quick. I love hot Thai food. Yeah, I like space. I've had Thai food. not from Thailand, but here. And yeah, it's spicy, but it's good. It's really good. I like it. I'm sorry to hear that, Rick, with the heart disease and stuff like that. Sorry to hear that. Tony says, I wonder if there's a heart disease, I guess, clinic or something in the Philippines that because of the culture less stressful. I've never actually discussed that topic in regards to heart disease in the Philippines or how, if that's an actual big thing here. And I have no idea. I know for me that my heart, I don't have palpitations or anything like that. I did experience, I talked about this the other day with somebody. I did experience palpitations when I worked at FedEx, when I was younger, with the stress of the job and things always changing and learning something new. I can remember like my heart, yeah, that sucked. I mean, and I remember some of the stuff, you go to a doctor then and then they want to put you on meds. That made me worse. And I got off the meds and just kind of healed naturally. This was a long time ago. I was probably in my 20s. Just the stress and anxiety of things in life, relationships, work, all that stuff, I think combined. Yeah, and then if I was drinking caffeinated stuff on top of that, it probably amplified it and made it worse. Um, all right, let me see. I don't even have any family I'm close to now living. Uh, you know what? That's kind of interesting when you say that, uh, Rick. The one thing I've learned here in the Philippines, and not to go back to dwell on the situation with my mother and father, you always feel like your parents going to live forever. You just can't imagine a life without them. And then all of a sudden, reality hits, and then the time is coming when they're both not going to be around. The one thing I've learned the most since being here in the Philippines, Dumaguete specifically, all the people that I've met here, the locals, have become like family. And now I completely realize all the support that I've gotten, not only from you guys as well, but here from the locals. They know what's going on and why I got to go home. And I let them know because I don't want them to worry because, I'm always out and about every day. And then people are going to notice that I'm not here. Um, I know I'm never going to be alone. And if this is my home away from home for the foreseeable future, as long as the Philippines allows me to be here, and I'm thankful and blessed for that, that's great. But the one thing I'm learning through this situation with my family is I'm never going to be alone because I have a lot of family that care about me right here. And that's a blessing. And I have to mention that. That's kind of something I thought about the other day. Um, I'm never going to be alone. Even with wherever you put your faith in life too, whatever you believe in, I know I'll never be alone in that respect either. But yeah, just something I thought about. I'm not going to be alone because of the people here in the Philippines. Yeah, T-Rex. Yeah, I have God. That's why I kind of went back and said, I'll never be alone in that respect ever. But physically, the family vibe, the friend vibe, the compassionate people that I have here in the Philippines is unlike anything I've ever seen. I'll never be alone. Rick says, you betcha. Rick says, I'm alone in the USA. I wish you could come to the Philippines, Rick. Uh, whether you'd be here in Dumaguete where I'm at and you'd have me as a friend, but you would quickly, as long as you put yourself out there and just embrace the people here, you'd be surprised. I mean, it's just amazing. It's priceless, totally priceless. I can't express it or explain it in any other way. I mean, it's priceless love and compassion, and it's the way it should be everywhere. I wish it was like this everywhere in the world. And maybe it is, and maybe just people just express it differently. But here in the Philippines, it's different. Um, Rick, man, your family don't call. I've got no friends. Well, you got a friend here, Rick, and I know I'm like a virtual friend, but I don't like hearing that. But I have lost the only person who'm ever been there for me, and that's why I always say, these live streams mean more to me for you guys than it does vice versa. I appreciate Rick, you, like many others that come here to my live stream, and we have these discussions and talk, and I get to share my experiences here and whatnot. I wish I could take that all away and change it for you. I really do. If I could, I would. Bro, I'm helping and watching, supporting you with strength and mainly support. Terrence, God bless you. I appreciate that. Again, you know, you develop these friendship relationships through YouTube, and it's like I don't take it for granted. You're not just somebody that shows up on my live stream. You're people. You have a heartbeat. You're just like me, just in a virtual way. Uh, but yeah, if I could meet each and every one of you, I would. I really would. Uh, let me go back. I sit in the woods. Well, there's nothing wrong with being in the woods. I don't, you know, and there's nothing wrong with sometimes being alone. Even I like to be alone sometimes. I need me time. I need Michael time. You know, that's when I do my walking alone. I'm going to go outside now. I've had my fill of the mall. uh, I don't mind being alone because I guess for me, in a sense, if I want to accomplish things in life and do things that I really want to do, sometimes the only way to do things is sometimes by yourself. Um, because if you depend on other people to do things with you, sometimes they don't always commit to doing other things like you do. And the next thing you know, you're making your plans around other friends doing things with you. And then, I mean, I've had this happen, not here, but in life, like, you know, oh, we're going to the movies together. And like you have five other people going to go to the movies with you. And then as the weekend draws closer, it's like everybody bails out. Um, and I had that happen a lot. I was just like, I always felt like, man, if you want to do something in life, you're better off doing it alone or you'll never do anything if you depend on your friends. I'm not saying all friends do that, but I just remember experiencing that, going to the movies. And finally, I've told this story before. And then one day I just said, you know what? It was like a Lord of the Rings. I don't know which one it was. I don't think it was the first one, maybe the second one. I just remember I said, you know what? I'm going to the movies by myself. I'd never gone to the movies by myself until I think around that time when Lord of the Rings was showing. And and I remember just going to the movies by myself, buying my popcorn or whatever, and kicking back and watching a movie. I'm like, this was fun. I enjoyed the movie, and like I went on a day when there was like nobody in there. I had like the whole theater to myself. Great surround sound. I didn't care that I was buddy. I was like, damn, see, now I know I can do things and not have to always depend on people that don't always, you know, hold up to their end of the deal. But sorry for babbling about that, but that was just one thing. Terrence said, me time is healing yourself inside with lovely memories and not dwelling. That's true. And again, like for me, when I'm walking, uh, I'm not walking as fast as I do like right now. But sometimes there's people who want to go walking with me, and and it's nothing against anybody else, but I have a certain speed I like to go, and sometimes these other people that want to walk with me aren't at the same pace or speed with me, and then I'm just slowing down, and then I don't feel like I'm pushing myself into the way I want to do it. So like I just, as much as I appreciate other people wanting to walk with me, I just want to do it myself. Um, I don't, you know, I have my routine. I know, you know, when I need to stop for a drink, when I need to stop. I just want to do things, and I know that might come off as selfish, but the only person that can keep my health and exercise in check and do what I want is me. So, yeah, when it comes to stuff like that, I'm not like a partner for walking unless it's just a stroll, or, you know, exercise or working out. I got to do that on my own. Uh, 1970s were the best for going to the movies. Yeah, 1970. Well, I mean, the 80s were awesome just because, you know, you could go to the mall and you had the arcade room. You just had, you know, nobody had smartphones. Nobody was talking, you know, it was all more creativity and interacting with one another and stuff like that. It's much different. I use a blade straight razor. Uh, but I think it's more about the shaving. Uh, I call it. It's like a uh, more like a sensitive gel. I don't buy like the name brand. What do you call it? Like Gillette kind of gel shaving stuff. It's a brand, and I know I'm not a sponsor, but the brand, just because it's the best I've ever had, and I saw it because someone talked about it online a few years ago. The brand's called Bulldog, Bull Dog, Bulldog, and it's like almost all natural. It's like a clearish paste, but you don't really rub it into it. You don't need to put on a lot. And there's like natural aloe and all this stuff in it, and it doesn't foam up. It's not chemical based like that other crap. I'm very picky about what I use, Terrence. So, but it's called Bulldog. Costs a little more, but I'm telling you, I don't. You know, if you have sensitive skin or something on your face, uh, it went. Let me know when I'm back. Let me know. All right, I won't say anything until you guys let me know I'm back. Yeah, that was a hiccup. Always a hiccup once in a while. All right, I'm back. Okay, back to the shaving gel. Like I said, it's called Bulldog. I highly recommend it. Comes in like a tube, a bigger tube. Looks like a toothpaste tube, but it's bigger. You don't need a lot. You just smear it like a thin layer. It's like transparent almost. Use a straight edge, whatever razor, Gillette, or whatever you razor you want to get, mock, whatever the heck they're up to now. But it just prevents, for me and everybody I've spoken to, it prevents like, potential ingrown hair. You know that when you shave and then the thing goes back and it's stuck in there because it's blind. I don't get that. I don't get as much skin irritation, nothing. You can actually shave more frequently if you have to without irritating your skin. But the best thing I ever got, my father uses it now. I assume my brother uses it. I don't know. Because he uses a straight edge also. And yeah, they sell it on Amazon. Bulldog. Highly recommend it. It'd be great if all these things I use that work well that people say, oh, you should get sponsored. That'd be awesome. But I'm just simple, Michael. That's all right. But I would use it. House Realm, good morning from Germany and cheers. House 8 Realm, thank you so much for being here in Dumaguete, Philippines from Germany. I don't know if you're new to my channel, but if you are, thanks for being here. I'm Michael from the United States, living abroad here in Dumaguete, Philippines. Absolutely love it here. Been here almost total of 2 years. Total, did go home once in March of 2025 until June of 2025. I'm also going back to the United States June 8th next week for a month. I got main reason is because my mother is not doing very that well. She has some health issues, so I need to spend time with mom, see my dad, see my brother, and my other sisters maybe, depending on their schedule. And but welcome from Germany. It's like, I don't know, 88, 89 degrees. Typhoon rain season is upon us, June 1st here in Dumaguete. It's crazy. It went right from dry season to it's not raining now. And like when people hear rain season, they think it rains a lot. Nah, it doesn't. It just means there's more opportunities for rain, but it's usually beautiful for the most part all year round. Rick says, you know what the KISS theory is? I don't know what is the KISS theory. Uh, Nosa Janitro says, what is your favorite comedian? That's a cool question. I've never been asked that. Ah, man, favorite comedian. There's a lot of people that make me laugh, but the one guy that always, he had like a dry sense of humor. I think his name was Paul Giamatti, if I'm saying that right. I don't watch a lot of movies lately anymore, but hey, there's a friend of mine, Mayong hapon. See you, be safe. Another friend, yours is Mitch. Hedberg. I'm trying to even figure out who that is. And the only I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if you know who Paul Giamatti is. He was in a movie. It's one of my favorite movies. Like him and his buddy were going out before his buddy was getting married, and they were like went on I don't know, a wine tasting vacation. I can't remember the name of that movie, but it just made me laugh. It's like a very dry, like his sense of humor was not like a forced being funny. It was just his natural personality. But there's other ones too that I like. I like the guys that were in the Wedding Crashers. That movie makes me laugh also. Sideways. Thank you very much. That's it. Sideways. So maybe you've seen that movie. Uh, it just this made me laugh, man. Like him with his buddy that was getting married. It was just insane. Like that movie just made me laugh. Sideways. That's it. That's it. That's definitely it. Magoo says they drive crazy over here. Magoo, it may look crazy, but it's really not. Um, they're very, here in Dumaguete, my experience, they're very pedestrian friendly. They're very considerate of people needing to cross the road. I mean, yeah, like people say sometimes, Michael, why are you walking in the street? Yeah, keeps cutting out. I don't know why. Uh, it was another hiccup. Someone commented on the wire. It looked so many wires. Yeah, my father, when he first saw it, said it looked like a big plate of spaghetti, but somehow, some way, it works. A lot of times they do have extra cable. Oh, good, I'm back now. I didn't even realize I started talking. I'm like, duh, you guys might not even be back yet. Sorry about the hiccup. It happens here in the Philippines. But yeah, like they usually have extra wire, and as you can see at the top here, they just keep it for backup. But yeah, you'll see like a roll of it. It just reminds me of when I was younger and all the cable lines were above ground. That's all right though. It works. You got to remember, you're in the Philippines. Things are maybe behind the times a little bit, but it's okay. But like I said, it always makes me feel like I've gone back in a time machine and I'm enjoying the 80s all over again. With the exception of people who have smartphones, that's the biggest difference. Uh, but I love it here. John Candy, yeah, he's funny. I'd say a lot of the old classic comedians are probably funnier. They're just more genuine and authentic. But yeah, I don't watch many movies nowadays. A lot of people, I mean, I guess Woody Harrelson's somewhat of a comedian. A lot of people think I look like him or sound like him. I don't know, but I like Woody Harrelson. He's all right. Uh, as an actor or actresses, I'm not, some people, I'm not that supportive of them as a person outside of their job. But yeah, as an actor, comedian, yeah, I can enjoy that. Yeah, Rodney Dangerfield is hilarious. I still remember that movie he did. I think it was called Back to School or whatever. And they were like in a diving school or whatever, or something like that. And I can remember him doing the triple Lindy. He did a dive off of, it was obviously fake, but he did like a dive off a platform and he put his arm on before he's like checking the air and then he put his hand under his arm and doing the like fart noises under his arms, and he did one bow, bow, bouncing from. It was just fake, but it was funny. Uh, Aloha, traveler flies. Hello from, man. God bless you for being here in Hawaii. It's getting hot now. I have to admit, the sun is. I mean, it is 120. This is prime heat. Caddyshack. Get no respect. Yeah, he used to say, "Oh, let me tell you, get no respect." Let me tell you. I don't know if that sounded like him, but I do remember that. That was funny. Rick Jones said, in Old Town Thayer, Missouri, it's like stepping back in the times as well. I mean, I was mowing grass with a single bladed push mower that didn't have a motor, just two wheels, a blade. Yeah, my parents had one of those. Yeah, the thing that spins. Well, I don't know if it was a single blade, but it was on like a wheel thing. And as you push it, it spun around. We did have one of those way back when. The Great Outdoors. Yeah, that's another one. Um, there's a lot of classic, you know, movies. I don't know if I could truly pick one that just, well, I would say is the funniest movie I've ever seen that had me laughing. But I did like Sideways. I mean, I know that's not old. I'd have to think back on that. It's been so long since I've watched movies. Yeah, the faster you push it, the more it cuts. That's true. Oh, you actually thought that was good, Beecher? Ah, that's funny. All right. I don't know if I should stop here. All right. Thank you again. Pickups. Hey, sir. Hey, how are you? Mayung hapon. Uh, you're back. All right. Hello, Merlady. Also, you're back. You're back. That's good. I'm in the shade too. Yeah, Christmas Vacation is a classic, Vincent. I have to admit that's they don't make movies like that anymore. The first one, um, Christmas Vacation was good. I guess National Lampoon's Family Vacation was good too. Yeah, that's funny. You thought I sounded like that's good. Um, Trains, planes, and automobiles. Mick Gray is here. Says good morning from Essex, England, UK. Appreciate you being there. Um, just kind of just looking. That's a feature. I mean, I remember joking doing like voice impersonations because when I worked at FedEx, we all had radios to be able to communicate because you're outside the airport terminal, FedEx. I worked at the airport, you know, you're not standing right beside people. So we all had radios. And I have to admit, we were had good sense of humors and joked around, and would you could really imitate voices on the radio, and nobody would know who was doing it. It was funny. I would even imitate the voices of some of my coworkers, and I would like shout out to another coworker pretending to be somebody else, and they really thought it was that person. It was funny. Yummers, where are you going today? Everywhere in Dumaguete, Philippines. Kind of getting under the shade for a brief moment before I start walking again. We're at 95 minutes, but happy Monday in Dumaguete, Philippines. If you haven't given me a like, I appreciate a double tap like. If you're not subscribed to my channel and you're interested in supporting Michael from the United States living abroad here in the Philippines, I greatly appreciate it. But hey, if you want, you can. If you don't, that's okay too. Have you heard of that wanker? Never. Wanker is like, isn't that like something? How you speak in that language? You say, he's a bloody wanker. Isn't that how you say that, Mini Jim? Bloody wanker. Brian the Lion. Who is Brian the Lion? Is that like a vlogger? Yeah, St. Catherine Cathedral behind me. Mini Jim. I don't know who Brian the Lion is. Is that like a vlogger or YouTuber maybe? Ever key the mic and flush. You mean like key the mic and flush? Mayung hapon. Ever key the mic and what do you mean, possum? Key the mic and then flush. Oh, never mind. You're talking about the radios. No, but people used to use the radios and kind of make a noise in the radio that was a way of relieving yourself. Yeah, they were bad. There was a blogger there got kicked off YouTube. I'm Mini Jim. I'm not sure. Um, I never heard of the Wanka named Brian the Lion. Can't say I ever. I'm aware of him. Um, Stinks that he got kicked off of YouTube for whatever. I guess he. I don't know. I'm not sure what he did, but never heard of Brian the Lion. Uh, I probably won't forget it because it rhymes. Brian the Lion. All right, now we're gonna walk more. But welcome, Mini Jim. I appreciate the made me laugh, Wanka. And when I watch some old, like I don't know, foreign movies that were like people from England or wherever European countries, I do remember it makes me laugh. Or Harry Potter, for that matter. Yeah, they have that accent, and he's a Wanka. Uh, oh, it's like calling somebody a bad name. Ah, well, you know, I'm not. I'm just making a joke. Monty Python, Wanka. Yeah. You know what's funny though? Like I never look at like if you're directing a derogatory name towards somebody in a hateful way, then I guess it's that's being mean. But if you're just swearing in a playful way or like using a derogatory word, but you're not directing at somebody, like maybe if you're by yourself and you smash your finger or I don't know, bump into something and it hurts, and you just kind of let out a curse word when you're by yourself. I mean, I don't, you know, that's a way of somebody just venting. And you're not like really directing it at somebody. Yeah, that's funny. Is it really Dumaguete? Mini Jim, I don't see it that way. Is there drama here? Probably. And all the people, in my opinion, that complain about it are probably the ones that experienced it and put themselves in that situation. And that's why they call it Dramageddon. Again, my opinion. But there's drama everywhere in the world. Everywhere you live, there's drama. It's just a matter, in my opinion, it's a matter of do you want to be a part of it or not? I'm not a part of drama. If I sense people that have drama in their life, I ghost them immediately. That's me. I don't surround myself with dramatic, overly dramatic people that um, constantly talking about other people, always have something to say, and especially if they don't even know them personally. They just, I don't know, they're jealous or they just don't have a life. So then they just talk about people and they just say things that probably aren't even true. Who knows? Crazy world. Rick says, I'm not British, so I guess I don't know for sure. Like calling someone see you next Tuesday is a term of endearment. Yeah, I mean, Mini Jim, I could see that. Like I said, I'm not one that swears a lot, but I'd be lying if I said I never have. But normally it's like directed towards myself. Like I get upset about something. I mean, I'll be honest with you, when my father sent me a message and kind of accidentally scared me in regards to my mother, I he worded something not so good, and in regards to me coming home, and it was kind of not very specific. And I immediately thought, oh no, my mother's dead, and I used the F word out loud and to myself, and just went, I'm not perfect. I was upset, caught in the moment. So yeah, save the drama for your mama. Hey, Mike, last time your signal was bad. Hope you're okay. Yeah, it seems like it's better right now. Nice to see you, Neil Chapman. Now I'm at the water. It's funny. These vendors are still here. I thought they were supposed to be done on the 30th. It's now June 1st and they're still here. So I guess that's a good sign. Maybe they're staying longer. Maybe the business is so good. But like the stage and all the lights and all that, they've removed all that. But the food vendors, good food actually, they're still here. So I guess they're staying beyond the 30th. I guess if business is that good, why not? I don't know though. They do have a lot of the chairs and stuff stacked up over there. So maybe they are done. Maybe they are getting packed up. Yeah. Yeah, they're packing up. Yummer said the video quality is great today. That's good. Sometimes I get lucky and I get blessed. I think when there's less clouds, at least there's openings in the sky. I don't know. For some reason, I think the clouds can kind of affect the internet here as well. But yeah, what a nice. It's nicer now. A little bit of wave water movement there. It's not super calm. It's not super choppy, but Yeah, see, I like the beecher coconut. Well, yeah, these are like palm trees here. The coconut trees are over down that way. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, for me, simple things, beecher like palm tree, coconut trees, banana trees. They're all like palm-like trees. I just, like I said, I enjoy that. But yeah, this is just the breeze feels so good, and the water's very clear and transparent. Um, Not a lot of stuff floating in it. James Schweitzer, or Jameis Schweitzer says, did they ever get those castaways off Gilligan's Island? You know, I'm wondering about that, Jameis. I'm beginning to think they never got off that island. They died peacefully on an island. What better way to go out than be on a deserted island? Um, That'd be me right now. I'm peacefully living here in the Philippines on an island, but yeah, that's funny. Uh, if you hold your arms out in front of you straight, my belly goes to my wrist. I ain't making that joke, buddy. Hmm. Devin, I'm trying to. If you hold your arms out in front of you, straight, my belly goes to my wrist. I ain't making that joke. I think I'm following you. So in other words, you're just saying that I'm following you. I just don't want to I'm not like a mean person. So Devin says ain't making that hike. I don't know. Hike you mean me walking maybe. I'd rather be over there too. Maybe someday, Rick. I'm telling you. Maybe someday. You never know. Neil said, "Can you snorkel?" Oh yeah, you can snorkel here. Which reminds me, that's one thing. Anybody that's not aware, I'm going home back to the USA on June 8th, which is next Monday, uh, for a month. My mother's not doing well, but I'm going to go visit and be with them for a month. And yeah, my snorkel, my very expensive snorkel mask and flippers that I had got when I lived in Florida, I'm bringing back with me. Um, does it smell salt to the ocean? Yeah, you can smell salt. Yeah. I'm so used to it now, like sometimes I don't even realize it. But yeah, you can smell it, especially, if you have a breeze, which it feels good right now. Really good. Problem is he can't take disability to the Philippines. Is it because you're younger, Rick? 'Cause you said you're like 45. Um, Jay says, "Well, come on down, Rick Jones. If I went there, I'd be coming without any income." So in other words, you're telling us you got to wait until you're what, at least 55? Is that doable? Mick Gray said, "Good morning, Michael from the UK." Hello, Mick Gray. I cannot be, I cannot because Social Security said I can't. So in other words, you can't get Social Security until 62, I'm guessing. Devin says, "I'm saying I'm too fat to walk the board." You know what, Devin, though? Here's the thing. And I'm saying this in an honest and sincere way, Devin. Listen, you were once not fat, okay? You can fix that. You may have to work very hard at it. I don't know what your situation is or where you're at, what your age is, what your mind thought process is, because a lot of it's mind over matter. It's mental more than physical. I always say the only person that can defeat you is yourself. Um, but if you take baby steps, Devin, I'm telling you, you can improve your life. You can improve your weight. You can improve everything. You can do it. You just have to want to do it. Now, again, I don't know your whole story, so it's not fair for me to even try to give you any advice, and I don't know everything anyway. Um, I'm just a believer. I'm a fighter, and if I can help motivate people by giving constructive criticism or tough love, I do it. But ultimately, it comes down to you, Devin. And again, I'd have to have more of a personal talk with you to even be able to just throw out things right now. But never say never. That's the best thing I can tell you. Um, Hey, Xbox, stay out of the heat and stay cool. Rick, yep. Devin says, I'm 32. All right, Devin, you're young. Okay. You're only 32. You're very young. What is your height, Devin? What's your height? Retirement age, Rick says. Beecher says, I snorkeled in Aruba and Mexico. Loved it. Go, Michael. Yeah, see, I snorkeled every day I beacher in Florida. That's what I did. That's where I bought my very nice, expensive equipment, which first time I came here, I didn't have enough room to bring it. Then when I went home the second time, the first time I went home, I was going to bring it, didn't have room to bring it. I'm not leaving it behind this time. Even though I'm going to travel light, I will stuff the flippers. I don't care if it's hanging on the outside of my bag. I will put the snorkel in the bag. I will put the mask, which is, I have a case for it. It could fit in here. I'm not leaving that behind. I love snorkeling and being in the ocean. I prefer the ocean over the swimming pool any day of the week. Crusader says Rick Jones, one option later is once you hit 62, you can apply for your regular Social Security benefits. Maybe you can ask Social Security to do an estimate once you reach 62, how much you will get. And that's kind of like I mentioned earlier. When basically did all the preliminary stuff, which Social Security had me do now, it kind of gave me an estimate of what I'm going to get. And that goes up and down between now and then. I don't know. Patrick says, safe trip, happy trip home. Here's hoping your mom's health improves. Yeah, I mean, it's in God's hands, you know what I mean, now. I don't like to be the doom and gloom, but, you know, on things just don't look good long term. And, I'm just focusing on being with her when I'm being with her and when I leave them, having happy, good memories. And that's what I want. That's good therapy for me. I know how I am when it comes to my mother and father and health and how my stress and anxiety kicks in when I worry about them. So there are certain things that I do you got to help your own health. The stress of others can bring some serious stress to yourself. So, yeah. Magoo says Hawaii is great. Hawaii is great, but expensive. I want to go again in those blue waters. Yeah, snorkeling. I would snorkel for like sometimes 3 to 4 hours, Beecher, until I got out of the water in Florida. I'd just be in there for hours. I just enjoyed it. Bathtub Beach near Stewart, Florida, Palm City. I'd go to Bathtub Beach all the time. I loved it there. And Angelia says Medicare and other health insurance will not pay in foreign countries. Some foreign companies have blue card for insurance. What do they provide there? I don't 100% know all the ins and outs of healthcare here. I'm very big on holistic health, taking care of yourself, exercising, keeping a clean diet, getting decent amount of sunlight daily and all that stuff to hopefully bring the percentages down of me running into problems. That's a whole other topic when it comes to my approach. And I know I'm doing very well and I'm thankful and blessed at newly 56 years of age. And yeah, I don't know a lot about the ins and outs of healthcare here in the Philippines, and I don't have any. And it's good that I don't need it right now. Florida deputy sheriff threw me in jail in Tampa for sitting in the parking lot. That's crazy. Crusader says, dang. ET phone home. Yeah, ET, me. I'll be going home June 8th. I love that movie. That was another great movie, ET. Traveler Fly says, I'm from Hawaii. Love it, but it is way too expensive. That's why I'm moving to the Philippines. Same weather, but much cheaper, similar culture. The people are great here, Traveler Flies. That's why I love it here. I've never been to Hawaii, so I can't compare it. But you can. It doesn't always look this beautiful, but it does today. Um, the deputy sheriff said I'm on drugs and now arrested. That's an interesting story. Says fire. Crusader said that's effed up. 11 days. That's crazy. I got bailed out. Sorry about the wind. Good advice, Michael says I feature. Patrick says when snorkeling, keep away from the sharks. Remember they're man eaters. Yeah, I never had any, thank goodness, interactions with sharks. Um, what is Dumaguete known for? I'm guessing you get a lot of seafood there. Yummers, I mean, honestly, they're known for the amazing people. I have to just say that because it's just true and it's the way I feel. They're known for their many, over 7,000 islands. They're known for many beaches. They're known for many waterfalls, the nature, uh, obviously the Philippine food, the culture, but it's just the people. I will say that it's just all about the people here. That's what makes it special. I get lost from in Tampa after I got out of jail. that's I. That's very telling. Your girlfriend's phone is now is ceases the one who bailed me out. Rick, I'm just sorry for hearing that sad story. I mean, I'm glad you take the time and hang out with me in my live streams. Just kind of brings me back to reality. But um, when I'm out alone and I'm not doing a live stream, I go for a walk. Look at this. I mean, even looking beyond Sikihor Island, obviously that's Cebu Island port, and there goes the ocean jet boat. Gonna probably going to Sikihor right now. Uh, have you ever been sailing in that beautiful sea? Not yet, yummers. As I said, not yet. That's definitely something true sailing, like not just on. I've been on that boat before. That's not sailing. Sailboat someday when the time's right, things will happen when they're meant to happen. I kind of just take each day as it comes, and but yeah, it's a beautiful day right now. My says known for food. What? um you mean food in the Philippines? Well, it's Philippine food. You want chicken adobo, you want pork sisig, you want lumpia, you want rice. Obviously rice is life. Lots of different fruits, from exotic fruits that I never even had until I came here. If I want coconut water, which I love, I go get a fresh coconut. They chop that bad boy open. I drink it right from the coconut for 35 pesos, which is, I don't know, 60 cents. I don't know in USD what that is now. But yeah, I don't know. You can't beat it. I just love it and I'm happy and I'm fortunate. And again, I mean, I love all this stuff here. I'm a warm weather guy. I like all this stuff. But the opportunity to be able to retire at 55 allowed me to do that and be in an environment and a culture that I love and enjoy. Whereas if I was living in America, I'd still be working. I'd have to just pay for rent or wherever I live, the car, insurance, and then it just goes on and on and on. Um, Now I get to enjoy it. I'm 56 currently now. As of April 6th, I turned 56 and I'm healthy. I feel great, exercise every day, and wake up feeling fresh every day. And, my life's obviously not perfect, but it's pretty darn perfect for me. Despite, my mom's health now, that's a little bit of a concern that I haven't had to really worry about, but that's life. It's not perfect, but I'm okay with that. Uh, but it's barely, I'm grateful that I have it, but it's barely enough to survive with. If I ever became rich, I'd say the hell with this garbage. Uh, yeah, yeah, definitely rice is life, no doubt. And the interesting thing too, I learned about rice. I never knew much. I never really knew much about rice other than its food, and I always assumed it had, it's a form of carbs. But I did learn recently reading it. They said it really helps with. It's good for digestion and gut health. So, yeah, I eat rice. I don't eat it every day, but maybe almost every day. I don't eat it more than once. Trying to find somewhere to sit because I'm within almost my 2-hour time clock, and then I gotta go to back to the mall because I need to purchase my airline ticket from Dumaguete to Cebu. you always get that ticket separate because Dumaguete is like a domestic flights. It's not. There's no international flights from there, so that's why when you get your airline ticket, it starts in Cebu. So I have to get to Cebu from here. So I'm just gonna. You could take a bus that goes on a boat to there. You could simply just take a boat the whole way there, or like me, I'm just gonna fly. I just want to go airport to airport. I don't because I don't even know if you take the boat or the bus onto the boat. You might have to travel to get to the Cebu airport. I'm just getting to the airport and gonna be there and make my life easy. Yummers, early retirement is a dream for many. You're living it, Michael. Well, and when I knew I had that opportunity, and just after coming here for the first time in July of 2024, Yummers, and again, I didn't make that decision until after I experienced it. I was like, let me see what it's like. And then I wasn't even at my full, I was only supposed to stay here 2 months when I first came here. And then I was within 2 weeks of my 2 months. And I always say this, I mentioned to my friend, I don't want to go home yet. I still want to, I'm enjoying it. I want to learn more. And then he just simply said, Michael, if you can stay here, you can afford it. You have the time off, do it. You're not the first and you won't be the last person to feel that way. And then I stayed, and needless to say, I was here until March of 2025 until I went home. But at that point, I knew that I was going to be able to come back and live here full time. I looked into it. I was able to get my pension at 55. That's the big thing. You know, you need to have a source of an income. I'm thankful, blessed that I have a pension. And no, I'm not rich or anything like that. Maybe people might see you as rich compared to them here or whatever, but I'm not. Um, Again, simple as that. If I was in the States, I'd still be working, but I want to take advantage of my good health and continue that as long as I can and just be as healthy as I can and happy as I can for as long as I can. That's what I want to do. And the only way I can do it is doing, in my mind and in way I feel, the only way I can accomplish that is by doing what I'm doing. If I was home in the States, I'd be working until who the hell knows when. Um, that's a fact. So, uh, Rick Jones said, my birthday is July 25th. Rick, make sure you remind us then. Uh, you're going to the mall now. Awesome. Well, I went to the mall already earlier, Yummer. So I'm going to go to the mall again after my live stream because I need access to my phone. But yeah, I know I can do the order the plane ticket on my phone, but I'm just going to do it in the mall. I saw someone said just install the Cebu Pacific application. And I've done that before. Then you can book domestic and local flights. I appreciate the Serenity, Aloha. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've done that before. And then, or you can just go to the mall and they have like a Cebu Pacific location in there. I've never done that before, so I want to try it just to see what it's like, just getting a ticket there. That way, if I need to recommend to somebody the other option other than the app, you can also go into the Robinson Mall here and they do that. Uh, yeah, real talk. I didn't delete that. It's okay that you said that. You're entitled, like I said, to your opinion. I don't. Uh, I'm not. I think everything's going to be fine. Maybe I'm just Mr. Positive, and I put my faith in other places. Real talk, but honestly, I think we're going to be fine in the long run. Ubeck, hello, Ubeck. Nice to see you. But yeah, don't forget, Rick Jones. Remind me when your birthday is. I'll be back here in Dumaguete on July 9th, July 10th. Yummer said, is there any place where you can go, like a public museum or a walk around market to see more movement? Yummers, there's more movement at the public market. I don't know if you've been in the live when I was there. I go through there. Come back Wednesday. Today's Monday here. I do lives Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. I'll be back Wednesday. If you can get here, I don't know where you're exactly at, but I try to do the live between 11:30 and noon here. If you're on the East Coast, that's 11:30 at night. But yeah, you'll see more earlier. I'm kind of towards the end of the live. Eubanks, thank you, and says have a nice day. I don't know if anybody has anything else to say. I Beecher says, Michael, I hate to say it, but I think it will be a culture shock when you come back home. Gotta sign off. Take care, my friend. Thanks for the impression. LOL. um, I don't know if you're still on there, Beecher. Honestly, when I came home in March of 2025, uh, I knew I was back in the U.S. when I landed at the Denver airport on a connecting flight. Just the body language on everybody, they just didn't seem very happy. I don't know if miserable is too harsh of a word, but I knew I was back home. Just and within days, me being home, although I was with my mother and family, I couldn't wait to come back. The vibe, despite being happy, seeing my mother, father, brother, and whatnot, I just, I missed here in the Philippines, and I'm sure I'm going to feel the same, no doubt. Uh, Anyway, I think things are winding down. You're going to the mall. Oh, no, I'm not going. Early retirement, Eric, Serenity Blade, or Serenity Aloha. Thank you again, Serenity, for being here. Rice is life. Uh, but yeah, yummers, you can get fish here. You can get chicken. You can get a lot of stuff. Sometimes you have to, like, I don't know, the quality of what I was used to as far as meat and fish and stuff go back in the USA. You kind of, but it is fresher in a way because a lot of the seafood's coming right out of the ocean. So, SFN says, hey, if I don't see you, Michael, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. You love saying that. Now, I wonder where you got that from. Connie says, I miss seeing you get your coconut water. Yeah, I'm going to have to come up with another place to go to. Or maybe one of these days, maybe tomorrow, when I'm not doing the stream, Connie, I'm going to go by and just get a better vibe of the guy. Like I said, the guys that worked there, the younger Filipinos that worked there before, they were just so energetic and into it. These other guys, they were maybe new, hadn't worked there long enough. So maybe they just weren't comfortable doing the job yet, maybe. I don't know. They just didn't seem like they're really into it. So I kind of just, I didn't want to make them feel uncomfortable, just out of respect. But no, we'll come up with another thing. Coconut water, lemonade, something. We'll come up with something. And again, I'm getting ready to log off here, guys, gals, men, women, everybody. But if you haven't given me a thumbs up, remember, do the double tap. That just helps my channel grow in any way possible. If you're not subscribed and you're interested in subscribing and supporting me, I'd greatly appreciate that as well. Maria said that one's from the Truman Show. What did I miss? After serving some Germany, then coming home, things were so different. I don't want to butcher Kaiser Slautern, Germany, then coming home. Yeah, it is strange. I mean, Anglia, it is different when you're away from home for so long. I didn't really go to that many places when I did go home in 2025 in March. I was there from March 17th until around June 12th. So I was over a month. I didn't go out too many places. It's like I'm back in a car, using my parents' car, driving, maybe getting takeout for my family, doing something, or just running errands for myself. Uh, yeah, I just felt, a little bit out of my element, like I've been here. So, I walk everywhere and now all of a sudden I was driving again. It's not like I didn't pick up where I left off, but it is different. It is different. Just the energy and the vibe here and the people over and over again. The people make such a huge difference here for me. All right, let me see. SFM saying about 150 likes. That's okay. Some other time, if I ever get 150 likes, that's great. Traveler Fly said, I just want to say thank you for this vlog, Michael. Very honest and informative. I really appreciate you doing it. That's the only way I know Traveler Flies, and I appreciate you being here and supporting me. That's without you guys, none of this is possible anyway. But here, just one last looky, and it's a beautiful day. a beautiful day here. Peaceful, no stress. Nice. Tangerine, hello and good day. Thank you, Tangerine, for being here. I'm sorry I'm wrapping this up. Tony says, perhaps you can take us on the tour of mechanics. Tony, I'm going to do live streams in Pennsylvania. It might be beneficial to people like you on the East Coast. We're going to be aligned on the same time. And the people in the Philippines, it might be entertaining for them because they're going to get to see me in America. I'm gonna have to try and be a little creative. I got to get T-Mobile. I need to get my internet for back home again, to have that to be able to live stream out in public. We'll see how that works. I don't know what I'm gonna do or where I'm gonna go. I'll take you on my walks. It probably won't be as entertaining as this, but at least we'll be able to connect, talk about things, can talk about what it's like being back home and my reactions and how I feel after not being home in about a year. Yeah, the sky is beautiful, peaceful. It's just, I love it too. You're my good friend, Michael. We all care about you. SFN, my friend. I care about you too. You guys, I couldn't, do it. But yeah, Tony, I'm not leaving you guys. Connie says, good night. God bless, Michael. Glad you're going to see your mom. Was glad to see my sister one last time. And see, and that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. Before I end this, someone said a comment, and it could have simply been a troll, or they were just not thinking logically and clearly and from a 40,000 foot view. Someone made a comment yesterday, like, because I'm only going home for a month, saying I'm selfish. Uh, like I guess I don't know. I guess this individual expect me to just sit by my mom until the day she dies. I can't do that. I know who I am, how I am. I know how I panic, and my anxiety uh, kicks in regards to my family. So I need to protect myself, and I want to have good memories of my mom. I don't want to have bad ones or sad ones. And I remember when she had her stroke, and I remember how I reacted when I was there for that. I remember when she fell and broke her hip, and I had to pick her up off the ground because my father couldn't do it. When you pick up somebody that's injured off the ground, it's like dead weight. She's not the biggest person in the world, but it was heavy because it's like dead weight. And yeah, I just remember a lot of things I've gone through with my mom. I'm very close and very connected to my mother and father and everybody in my family. So I know how my emotions and my um, mental being state is when stuff like that happens. So, um, everybody has to handle and support and be with their mother in their own way. And I know me and I know myself. And uh, I know as much as I love my mother, but I still have to take care of myself. And I don't want to put myself, I don't want to have panic attacks or anything like that. So I'm doing, this is not a selfish thing or just me going, oh, I'm going there for a month and leaving. And it's not that. That's why my father wanted me to come now when she is in a more coherent state. I've met people here that come here and maybe their mother and father were still alive, and like certain things come up and then they weren't home to bury them. It's because of how they handled it. That's their way of, that's how they have closure. Everybody's different. It doesn't mean you're selfish or anything like that. We're all different. Some people can handle uh, traumatic stuff better. Um, but anyway, I didn't want to babble about that. Um, Hope your mom is okay and it gets better. Terrence, thank you. Terrence says, enjoy the rest of your day, bro. Michael, take care. And Terrence, I'm going to do this just for you because I like you too. I mean, I'm going to give some mods here just because, and like I said, you don't really have to do moderating. It just separates people. And sometimes I forget to do that. Anglia says, I hope your mom is okay and gets better. She understands. No worries. Be happy. Crusader says, I totally agree with you, Mike. I was back in LA, Cali last February 2026 and got sticker shock. People are less friendly and my stress level goes up. SFN, thank you. Yeah, beautiful blue. Um, yeah, so I'll end it with this. I would say a big contributor, and I'm probably being redundant in saying this, a big contributor in my health being, I think, optimal is the less stress, is being here, it's helpful to me. I had a very stressful job. I'm sure there's other people that have more dealt with more stress than me. But I know being here in the Philippines in this environment, also factoring that you're retired and you don't have to work, my stress level is nothing like what it was. Again, I talked about palpitations before in my past, having anxiety attacks and all sorts of stuff because of my reaction and my how I handled stressful situations. We're all different. Some of us are better than at it. Some people get more side effects from it than others. And yeah, I'm blessed and thankful. That's probably why I walk so much. I do enjoy it, but I know it helps. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to end it with. Sometimes to take care of yourself, you have to put yourself in environmental situations that are best for you and the longevity of your own health. So, Michael, take care of yourself. Great day. I think I'm going to go watch Total Recall. Enjoy it. Hey, NZ Coins, I remember you. Make sure you go see your mom. Yes, June 8th, NZ Coins. I'm leaving for the USA on June 8th. I'm going back. And I'm coming back to the Philippines July 9th. So NZ Coins, I'm going back. And I appreciate you being here. Terry said, God bless you, Mike. Praying for you and your family. And again, I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart, the support of not only all of you on YouTube and the people here in the Philippines. The support I've gotten is unlike anything I ever imagined was possible. And I need to continue to thank you and not make you think I take this for granted. It's a blessing and I'm thankful and I couldn't do it without you. So God bless you, Mike, praying for you and your family. See you guys. Good night, Mike. See you later, gang, until we meet again Wednesday. I'll be back Wednesday. Hope to see you all again. Thank you for your time, your generosity. And as I always say, no matter where you're at in the world, have a good morning, a good afternoon, or a good night. Oh, NZ Coins. God bless you too, NZ Coins. Thank you. Remember, I'll be back Wednesday, NZ. New Zealand. That's why I know how I dissociate NZ. I remember the first time I met you, you wanted me to make you blue and you gave me a super chat and you didn't have to do that. But I appreciate it. And I appreciate it once again. Thank you and God bless you too, NZ. Good night, Anglia. And Anglia, I feel you're a good hearted person, Anglia. So there you go. You're blue too. And if I missed anybody blue, I'll get you the next time. I promise. Just be nice, loving, respectful of everybody, and I'll do the best in taking care of you as well. It's the least I can do. So, NZ Coins, God bless you. God bless everybody. Gary Carnivore. Wait a minute, Gary. My goodness, why aren't you blue? You should have been blue a long time ago. You've been coming here forever. Gary, I'm getting ready to end my stream. I'll be back Wednesday. If you haven't heard, I'm flying back to the US on June 8th to visit my mother for a month. She's not doing well, but I'm just going to visit my mother and my father and my brother. I will be back in the US for 1 month, June 8th through July 9th. But Gary, thank you for stopping in. Be back Wednesday, okay? Take care, everybody. Thank you as always. God bless. Till the next time. See you. Love everybody. Take care.